because you know what?
Mr.
A country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen, we traveled all the way.
This is the most flagrantly, staggeringly, obscenely corrupt thing that Trump has ever done in office. I have in my hand what purports to be the settlement of Trump's claims against the IRS for the disclosure of his tax agreements.
They were there with love in their heart. I call them the J6 hostages. It was a beautiful day.
I pardon J6 people who were assaulted by our government.
That is a lie. That is a fraud on the American people.
Trump tweeted, "Remember this day forever." Of the criminal cases, deleted. FBI wanted posters, removed. Video evidence, disappeared.
Trump is doing here is creating an illegal fund of billions of dollars to pay out whomever he chooses, including and especially the traitors who breached the Capitol and tried to overturn the election to turn it over in Trump's favor.
The Epstein class. You were promised their names. You were promised exposure, accountability, truth. The files are still hidden. Why? Because the powerful are protecting the powerful. They don't care about us. We were promised no more forever wars. America first. Bring them home. No more spending American blood and treasure on conflicts that never end. How's that going? We're now $50 billion into a war.
I want to talk about something so corrupt, so absurd, that Trump's greatest sycophants are at a loss.
My blood is boiling. This is a new low for this administration. And this is an administration that has been rife with corruption and illegality, but this is probably the worst thing that they have done so far. Now, suffice to say, the president cannot take taxpayer money and give it to whomever he wants. But this unbelievably, ironically named anti-weaponization fund is exactly that.
Trump isn't backing off it one bit.
He's going to pay out his friends, his family, and domestic terrorists. And that's just who we know about. I'm frankly running out of adjectives. This is theft. This is corruption. This is treason. If he gets away with this, there are simply no more limits, at least with respect to what Trump can do with taxpayer money. If he can pay out billions with a B to his cronies without any real oversight, I don't know, are we done as a country? At best, this is Orban-esque, but this is frankly verging into Putin territory. And of course, the corruption cherry on top of the corruption sundae is that Trump is personally ending and forbaying all audits and suits into his businesses and his family's finances.
How can I change the system in my favor? How can I persuade poor people that me paying tax is bad for the economy? How much rage baiting can I fit in today?
Heinous crimes of Jeffrey Epstein.
Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Larry Ellis.
How much can I piss off the libtards today? Or how can I sell more aluminium trash panzers? The man who tells it how it is, the self-made man who changed the world for the better, all those voices will force him out a coup d'etat. He is objectively one of the world's most prominent spreaders of misinformation, false narratives, conspiracy theories, and outright lies, deliberately stoking civil unrest, and the only voice left will be the sound of history itself, scribbling into its notebook, "Here lies the worst human being that ever existed."
You see this motherfucker in the damn Meet the Press interview?
One of your consistent campaign promises was no new wars, going all the way back to 2015. Did you break that promise to the American people? What changed? Because you insisted no new wars.
First of all, I can guarantee you. That war in the Middle East, I'm going to keep you out of wars. I'll keep you out of wars. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. Under Trump, we will have no more. What's going to happen with the weaponization fund? I love the idea. They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
All right, just be very clear. There's no evidence of what you're saying, but let me ask you about Todd Blank.
The election was rigged. It was a dirty election. It's happening again right now in California.
Never presented evidence.
It's happening
the
right now in California. Right now, it's look at what's happening in California.
Where's the evidence to that? What, do you have evidence to support
all I have to do is look. You're either crooked or you're stupid. You play right into their hands with this rap. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC, and CBS, and CNN. You're one-sided crooked networks. Right, let's call it quits, because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good
Mr.
time.
President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know. I
I've sat in the
traveled
rain
all the
with
way
you
to
for an hour,
Wisconsin.
on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You want to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr.
A
President,
country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we
Come on,
traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
I'm going to give it to you straight, and I hope you're sitting down for this, because here's the truth. Donald Trump lied.
Lied like a dog.
He's embarrassing. He's absurd. But listen to what he's saying.
Oh, and the government is issuing him an apology as well. Wonderful. They were talking about this as if it is a legal settlement to the claims that he had against the government that he has control over. But it is not. This is not a settlement. This has about as much to do with a legal settlement as a shoehorn has to do with a French horn. I'm reluctant to even talk about the legalities or the legal aspects of this because there's nothing legal about this. There was no process here. There was no judicial review. There was no decision by a fact finder or a jury. This is simply Trump taking power and paying it out to whomever he wants to.
Absolutely believes his own bullshit. The greatest of con men always do.
Nobody voted for. Started by people who will never have a child in uniform. While we're trying to just get by, they cut taxes for their rich friends, protecting people who don't deserve protection, and running a government that works beautifully for them. They said they were fighting me.
That being said, the fig leaf that they are using to cover up their own manifest corruption and illegality is that this was related to a demand that Trump had for $10 billion related to the 2020 disclosure of his tax returns by a contractor at the IRS.
And y'all bought this bullshit?
Trump's suit was unbelievably bogus. Again, you can sue anyone for anything and claim that you're entitled to however much money you want, but in that case, in the best of circumstances, a disclosure of those kind of tax returns would be limited to $1,000 per disclosure, and the statute of limitations is 2 years, which has long since elapsed. Oh, and by the way, the president who was in control of the IRS at the time that those tax returns were disclosed was President Trump himself.
Is it possible? Seriously, I'm asking. But y'all think somehow this is okay?
Oh, and the irony here is that yes, while leaking tax returns is illegal, the only reason the American people didn't already have Trump's tax returns is that he refused to turn them over like every single other presidential candidate does as a matter of course when they run for president. And of course, which he pledged to eventually release and never did. But he was probably withholding them because he was looking down the barrel of hundreds of millions of dollars of fines related to his tax crimes, including double dipping.
In what fucking world would any Democrat be able to do this? My God, it was his own IRS that fucking leaked the damn thing. This is fucking horseshit.
They are the elites. They said they were draining the swamp. They are the swamp. They said no more wars. They started one. And they're counting right now, today, on you being too angry, too tired, or too distracted to notice. The Epstein class will keep screwing us.
Crimes which he has now given himself immunity. And those crimes, and the tax crimes of his family members and businesses, were not even part of his suit against the IRS. He's just throwing them in because why not? The New York Times is reporting that the IRS actually issued a 20-page report on how bogus this suit was. This suit was a joke as it was so stupid and so brazen. And frankly, we thought the worst that was going to come from it was that it was just going to be tossed out of court and it was going to waste taxpayer resources. My God, how wrong we were.
And every Democrat who's running for anything, I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm sorry, but it should be a fucking litmus test to any votes or any snowball's chance in hell of getting elected. Every Democrat needs to vow to prosecute anyone who's even vaguely involved in this. Come on, this is horse shit. And you know it.
But what became legitimately interesting is that the judge in that case realized that there was a problem. Trump was not only the plaintiff in this case, but also the defendant. He controlled the IRS and the Department of Justice. And so the judge appointed what are called amici to discuss whether there was something called a case in controversy. You can't just sue yourself. You can't collude with a friend to sue over something and get a payout when there's no real controversy and there's no adversity. And the judge correctly realized that, and because the Trump Department of Justice couldn't be trusted to actually actually defend that suit, they appointed an amici to discuss that particular issue. Oh, and by the way, the entire lodestone of right-wing judicial theory right now rests on what's called the unitary executive theory, which purports that there is no distinction between the president and anyone in the executive branch, which even by that particular theory meant that Trump was suing himself and absolutely could not have recovered from the public coffers from his bogus BS case.
I mean, my God. He never even paid for the fucking audit that he says he's waiting for now. And all of his kids and all of his Trump-related businesses are perpetually into the future void of being audited, or really of paying taxes of any kind, since there won't be any auditing, right?
But the fact that Trump sued himself as the sitting president is a scandal in and of itself. The fact that the interim head of the Department of Justice, Todd Blanche, is Trump's personal lawyer who should have been conflicted out of that position, that is a scandal.
I'm sure this is all on the up and up. What are you talking about, Zach? You're crazy.
Right.
Watch this damn video and tell me. Please, in the comments below, like and subscribe. How the fuck I'm wrong.
The fact that we even got to this point alone shows us how low the bar has gotten. Trump's lawsuit had about as much legal basis as your average sovereign citizen nonsense who claims that they can drive a car without a license or isn't required to pay taxes. As you can tell, I'm angry.
I want to say I highly respect this guy from Legal Aid. He knows what the hell he's talking about. And every time he's sued the Trump administration, he's won. And he's suing for this. Because this is horse shit. And you know it.
And what's worse is that right-wing news sources are simply ignoring this because it is absolutely indefensible. But honestly, I don't think people understand how bad this really is. This settlement creates a slush fund that will be controlled by a 5-member board, which of course is appointed by Trump. He can add or remove members as he sees fit. There will effectively be no oversight whatsoever. And by the terms of this settlement, they can basically choose to hand out money to whomever they want under whatever criteria they want.
They're never gonna release the Epstein files. They're never gonna release Trump's taxes. Oh, except for that one time they got leaked where it turned out he paid $750 in taxes while he was fucking president. I'm sure you justify that too, right?
You're blindly going along with a Marie Antoinette ballroom that these taxpayers who can't afford groceries are gonna have to fund with their own tax dollars. A war that keeps going on and on and on and on that they're going to have to fund even though they can't afford to put gas in their car. And you've got $1 billion plus slush fund that I guarantee you will go if the past is prologue to people who beat the hell out of cops. For people who beat the hell out of cops. Take your support the blue flags down. Because you're just full of.
And you can bet that they will pay out whoever Trump wants. There are no real guardrails here. This is pure patronage for a king. The language allows the board to pay whoever they want. They can pay Trump if he wants to, under any criteria. But make no mistake, President Trump is raping the public treasury for his own gratification.
This is all persecution. It's lawfare. Much like the lawfare going on right now, where they're prosecuting every Democrat they can get their damn hands on.
And this slush fund agreement, it's a troll. It purports to claim that Trump is not being paid out. But if you give someone an account with billions of dollars in it and they have control as to how it's paid, even if that account isn't in their name, if they have sole control over it, it's their money. And that's exactly what they've done here.
Oh, that's not lawfare. That's good government. I'm sorry. Right.
Now, we don't know exactly who will be compensated. I mean, it's not even compensation. Bribed? But we do know for sure that it will include some or all of the January 6ers, the terrorists who tried to overthrow the government. Of course, they were pardoned, and that is an unfathomable scandal alone, but effectively what this committee is going to do is they are going to pay out the people who tried to overthrow the government to put Trump in power. These are convicted criminals. The fact that they were later pardoned by Trump doesn't change the fact that these are treasonous pieces of excrement who tried to stab our democracy in its heart.
Anyone who assaulted a police officer on January 6th should go to prison. So why not rule out giving them taxpayer-funded money?
Well, Caitlin, what I said is we're going to look at everything case by case.
But why not rule it out?
Because, Caitlin, there are people who I don't know their individual circumstances, and I don't rule things out categorically when I know nothing about a person's individuals.
Millions of dollars to traders like Michael Flynn, who filed another bogus lawsuit. But this doesn't even require people to file a lawsuit. You can bet that some or all of the people who invaded the Capitol on January 6th are going to get massive paydays. Now, in a press release, Todd Blanche said that the settlement fund was going to include $1776 billion to pay out whomever this committee wants. And of course, everyone in the media breathlessly reported that as the number, approximately $1.8 billion with a B dollars to convicted criminals, among other people that Trump wants to give patronage to. But here's the thing. Nowhere in this settlement does it mention that dollar amount. And the particular fund that they're pulling from, one of the DOJ's settlement funds, is an ongoing appropriation, but there's not necessarily a limit, and certainly there is no limit in this settlement agreement that limits them to $1.8 billion.
People used to pretend, oh, who are these people? Who are these billionaires?
And like I said, the terms are so ambiguous that they can pay out whoever they want. $1 billion for Don Jr.? Sure, he was targeted by lawfare. $500 million for election tampering Tina Peters? Great, she was pardoned. $10 billion for the Republican National Convention? Of course. $1 billion for rebuilding Trump Tower? Why not? Of course, Obama did something that requires remuneration.
You know who they are. You know what they're doing. The Obamas will never be billionaires. The Clintons will never be billionaires. The Bidens won't even come close. What was it Hunter did? Sold some paintings. You nailed him.
$800 million for Russian hackers? Absolutely, step right
We're
up.
trying to give money, not give money. We're trying to compensate people where the book was thrown at them. They were mistreated by the legal system. Let's turn the page on this thing that we did under the last administration where we tried to throw people in prison because they had the wrong politics.
How fucking ridiculous.
Let's throw people in prison who broke the law.
When somebody steals $1.4 billion, that is theft from you, that is theft from you, that is theft from you, that is
This
theft from
motherfucker
you.
here is stealing an island from Albania. There'll be a video on that coming out, Lewis. Be sure to look for it.
As long as we let them. The question is, how do we stop them? At the ballot box. This November, it's our turn.
These people are fucking criminals. And you know it.
Just make up a claim that says you were targeted by some past administration. There is absolutely no real criteria that is enforceable, and it's just going to be whatever Trump wants and whomever Trump wants to give money to. He's going to pay some of the people who invaded the Capitol and tried to turn the election in his favor, and he might be prepaying the next people. He could say, hey, as long as you use this money to go buy a bunch of AR-15s and be in Washington next January 6th, great, go out and do it. As if pardoning the people who committed crimes for Trump's benefit weren't bad enough.
I don't know how many times I gotta say it. I don't give a damn if it's Hindi or Muslim, Jewish, Christian, whatever. This shit is wrong and there's no justification, and you know it.
Now he's going to pay people to do it in the future. I simply do not have words for this. And this was always the plan. They have been discussing a payout for the January 6ers for over a year. They just happen to use this as a vehicle for maximum secrecy and a fig leaf of a legal process. These people are brown shirts. They are Nazis. They are Trump's personal Praetorian Guard, and now they get taxpayer funding. Congratulations. And even if it were limited just to $1.8 billion, that is a staggering amount of money. With that, you could fund the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and Voice of America, and still have enough left over to fully fund the National Endowment for the Arts. I think it's hard for lay people to grasp just how much money a single $1 billion, let alone $1.8 billion, let alone an unlimited amount of money that is not defined in the settlement agreement. Under the terms of this agreement, all of this will be confidential. There will be no accountability to the American people. We will not know who gets this money.
Know it. I know it. Everybody watching this video knows it.
But he is not bound, nor do I ever expect that he would release any of those reports in the future. And of course, this whole commission expires right before the next president takes power. I mean, I probably don't need to tell you that all of this is flagrantly illegal.
Are you seriously still going to shield for the man.
The general counsel for the US Treasury, who was appointed by Trump and confirmed by a Republican Senate, resigned as a result of this incredible document of corruption. But yes, I will make the obvious point, this is illegal.
Right.
This kind of action would require an appropriation from Congress, which it obviously does not have. A felony to dole out money that has not been appropriated by Congress. And no, I don't believe that the appropriation of the Department of Justice covers what they are trying to do with this document. But let me put this on record to anyone who might be working in the government, who might be tempted to follow through with this settlement. Providing any funds as a result of this settlement is a felony.
How many more family members are you gonna lose? How many more friends are you gonna lose? Being a sycophant for the greatest con man of all time. You're being conned. Wake the fuck up. I'm Zachariah. I'm sorry. Don't take it easy.
This is honestly 10 times worse than Watergate. French aristocrats found their necks in a guillotine for far less than this. This is not hyperbole. It's really this bad. We should all be in the streets on this one. I just don't know what else to say. I hope you're angry, because I certainly am.
Come on, 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 come on. Don't negotiate, let's investigate, we'll accelerate, and we'll take it in down.